All right, welcome Monarch and Indy fams. We are about to kickstart off the night light game, Friday Night Lights, here in Madison, Wisconsin. We'll be kicking off Indy Red versus Milwaukee. I'm Emily Langland, and I have the privilege of also announcing with...
I'm Georgia Bosher, and excited to be here in our home field in Madison.
Georgia, you've gotten to play in Breeze a few times as a Monarch, as Heist. I know with some of the All-Star games. Tell us a little bit of what it's like a field side in Breeze.
It's such a unique experience as an Ultimate player to get to play in a downtown stadium. It's really a great energy. The crowd is pretty close. Beautiful field. I think the tricky part is sometimes the wind does get a little bit swirly over these nice, beautiful, historic stone walls. So we'll see how that affects the teams tonight. But they're pretty experienced, these Midwest teams, used to their wind.
They're used to it. And you can even see in the trees in the background just a little bit of waving already to start.
Yeah, it's a little gusty tonight, so we'll see if that affects anyone or if we get to see some fun defenses because of it.
Oh, yeah.
The teams of the PUL are committed to the league's vision to center humanity, empower and support athletes' physical and mental wellness, and strive to be anti-racist in all we do. Our work for equity in our sport aligns and intersects with the battle against discrimination in all its forms. With this purpose in mind, we invite you to reflect now on how far we've come and how far we still must go before our sport is truly equitable. Thank you.
What you doing when the money come? Gotta get it now.
So you got to commentate this matchup a few weeks ago.
Yep.
Tell us what happened with that.
I mean, just tight game back and forth. It was similar, like kind of gusty situation. So we saw a lot of discs kind of pop up and teams adjusting. But Monarchs did take that just at the very end by 1 point. So I could see Indy wanting a little bit of revenge here.
For sure. That's pretty exciting.
And I think traditionally, if you look back at the record in Madison, typically Milwaukee has a pretty good record in Madison. Last year, this time they played Strike. And very, very close matchup. Again, very treacherous wins as well. And that ended up going to overtime with Strike edging out. So
Super exciting stuff. It's always fun to have a home crowd here, too, in Madison. The fans love to show up for any Ultimate that's available to watch.
Oh, for sure. And I know we were here in the All-Star game in the summertime where we had WUL and PUL, so Madison loves hosting. So very excited. A lot of members of MUFA coming out and celebrating. I know they're going to get loud.
Yeah.
As a result of the flip,
We also kind of have a unique situation with having, Georgia in the booth this time. Had to do a little bit of bribery, but she came through. One of the things, too, that's unique about Georgia's perspective is she also has coached a lot of these players, helping bring Heist back to Nationals, the club team, after a 8-year hiatus. So who are some of the players that, you might want to lift that you got to coach, that you might are excited to see in the pro level?
Oh, my goodness, all of them. I'm just really excited to watch them play at a kind of different stage or different level here tonight. But, yeah, probably... maybe not half, maybe like a third of the team was on Heist this last year. Nice ceremonial pull there. That was fantastic. And even one of the players on Indy, Eileen, was on Heist this last year and is playing for Indy this year, which will be, fun to see that rivalry because a lot of these people know her very well on the Monarchs. But Monarchs does have a really nice mix of people from women matching and from mixed. So it's a cool opportunity for them to come together. And people from Chicago, Milwaukee, and Madison coming together. I'm sure Indy has people spread out too, but it's quite a kind of a mix of people and divisions coming into Monarchs.
Yeah, there's the bit about like Midwesterners, how they'd rather like drive 18 hours than do like a couple-hour flight. We see that in the women's game, people traveling left and right. We know Dubs on Milwaukee travels from Iowa City regularly, just like Eileen traveling all the way to Indy as well. So,
And you used to travel from Nebraska to play for Heist.
oh yeah, you guys were too
incredible.
tempting to not drive and hang out with for sure.
All right, it looks like we're going to have Indy on defense here, pulling to the Milwaukee Monarchs O-line.
And that O-line, too, with Milwaukee's got a nice mix of some of that veteran talent with, Austin. I see Rose Glinka. And then you have some of the new fresh faces like Rachel Kern, who's just had a great start to the season. So this will be a fun, dynamic line.
For sure.
Monarchs will receive the opening pull and will begin the game going from northeast to southwest.
I love Indy's coach's fit. When he was in Milwaukee, I just got to interview him a little bit prior. Just excellent style. So rocking the cargos right now. Loving the camo vibe. And same thing, too, with Indy. We got some nice seasoned veterans who have been on the team for years.
Yeah.
Eileen, that
Risa.
new face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a beautiful pull. Not affected by the wind. Looking to Aaron to pick up. They'll bring it to the brick mark.
Indy's missing a few faces. I know Jean Wong has been impactful coming, off of playing Sprocket on the East Coast to now transferring over to playing Indy after playing Big Tendy, that Masters awesome team. Won't be here today, but huge impact throughout the season with those huge big hucks. So
Yeah. Love seeing a zone coming out right out the bat. Milwaukee, Midwest players in general love doing kind of little throws through a zone. So this is going to, I think, probably give Milwaukee actually a lot of confidence coming out to be able to do this.
it's great to see Austin Pruka, too, who's got the disc right now. Had rolled the ankle pretty bad during their East Coast adventure against New York and Philly, but moving pretty smooth.
Yeah. Nice crossfield throw to Sarah Lipscomb. Shriver.
Pretty patient start for Monarchs.
I love it.
Let's be honest, Rose. Like, how many opportunities of scoobers or hammers have you seen so far, Georgia?
Yeah. Oh, Austin's looking for it in the corner.
The crowd is a little bit baiting it.
Of course. Indy being really nice transition there into their person look. I didn't see anyone getting away from that. That was a smooth transition.
There's a scoober.
Yeah. That's what we needed. Oh, popped up there and a D.
I mean, that's just a test of breeze, right? There'll be those little bursts, and so making sure to really bring that angle down.
Yeah. Eileen has it now, that Madison player. Annie Meiling. To veteran Risa. Risa actually was on the roster for the 2020 inaugural Monarchs team, but that team got shut down because of COVID, unfortunately. So I didn't get to play with her that year. Oh, nice D by Emily Cohen.
Cohen's ready to play. Eileen with a great cut, too.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty spot-on throw. Just got a finger on it.
Yeah, what a wild story, right? You start with the PUL. Milwaukee's excited to have this team, and then COVID.
Yeah. And then that kind of mini little season of 2021. But then they finally got kind of off the ground in 2022.
Yeah, and it's been fun to see, the crowds filling up more and more for all these events and more visibility. It's been fun to see it progress.
Yeah. And having players that come back year after year helps kind of with the fandom of it. And Pruka being one of those players that's really just been integral to the team. Looking to Aaron. Nice throw from Aaron right to Austin in the front of the end zone, and that's a score for the Milwaukee Monarchs.
Nice hold to start. Had that turnover, but then kept steady. Didn't try to do anything too risky.
Yeah.
And we get the first look at Indy's O-line.
Yeah.
She was assisted by Aaron Schrader. It is Schrader's first assist of the game and 15th of the season. Time of goal.
You know, playing underneath the lights, sometimes in this bigger crowd. Is there anything like when you were playing? I know you played on like world stages, just huge. Obviously, your bitter master championship is probably the crowning of your career,
yes.
your storied career. That's obviously the top. But was there anything that you would do like on the line to like kind of calm the nerves, get yourself ready? Like, what was Urza just kind of in the zone? Let's hear about the Basha brain.
Right. I generally really tried to focus on some small part of my game to not let myself get too out of what we were doing. So even something as simple as a dump throw or making sure I just did the next right throw. Just to not get kind of too excited. It didn't work very well.
But that is great advice, though, of just like focus on those little controllables and have that like attached goal. I would agree. I had this similar impulsivities. Whoa!
Thought that was maybe going to be a foul call, but looks like it was a true handball potentially. That was by Zasha Medina. Now Milwaukee getting to be on O from their D-line.
Dubs with the disc, looking for a quick reset.
That's to J.J. Jarek.
Nemesis buddies on the club scene.
Had a little bit of a scare in the front line. It was a pick called, so probably going to go back.
Appreciate the hand singles up on the booth.
Goal disallowed due to a pick call.
And the PUL does have observers. They, for the most part, are there to support the players and not make a lot of active calls, though they do make in-out active calls and up-down active calls. So right there, the observer called that not in. To Allie Muting for Monarchs break.
Great bid by Indy. Had to be a really tight throw with that type of pressure. Great effort, though.
Yeah. Shaping up to be an exciting game already.
Monarchs starting off with a 2-0. We know, though, that traditionally this type of game can go back and forth pretty quickly. So exciting to see how it keeps shaping up.
Muting, who caught that disc, definitely known for her celebrations. Pretty always fun to see what she chooses to do with the disc after scoring.
And College Nationals is happening just, a little bit away from Madison in Rockford, Illinois, and it's been fun to see some of that coverage and seeing some of the different college players' celebrations. I was not that creative ever.
No, I feel like that was a smaller part of the game.
Yeah.
Way back then.
And I just didn't score that often.
You were throwing the scores. We know it.
Speaking of College Nationals, you might see a familiar face of Coffee Black Amanda Borders, who's known for her awesome videography skills and being a Nebraska alumni. Also capturing this, so busy weekend for Coffee Black, capturing the PUL game, going to Nationals, back and forth.
Amazing. All right, Indy's on O again here.
There's
and
that
a
gusty.
bit of a miscued throw to a really good cut, but
Cassie coming through with that D.
yeah. Monarchs off to the races again.
Still college eligible Sydney French, which is hard to say out loud.
Yep. Seems impossible, but
Yep.
not because of her age, just because of her skill.
Yeah.
Bit of a toss-up there.
Looks like both players are okay.
Foul, no contest. The hand signals, again, super helpful. So with a foul call, players are given 20 seconds to figure it on their own before the observers will check in.
And that was resolved pretty quickly. Just quick,
Yes,
let's keep
immediately.
playing.
It
Yeah.
was great. And just for anyone coming from watching other leagues, double teaming is not allowed in the PUL. So we won't see that.
Yeah, thinking of some other changes with the rules, PUL typically used to have kind of a last-second shot clock at the end of one of the quarters. Now that's just if the team has possession, they can finish out the point, but more of that time element.
Very close on D there. I think that Indy player did a really smart thing by not bidding. That would have been a pretty dangerous play given that French couldn't see her coming in. So it was really a close D, and heads up to not make a scary play.
Extremely thoughtful.
The French goal is her first of the game and 4th of the season.
Madison coming out, or Milwaukee coming out hot in Madison, starting off with a 3-0 start.
5:46.
I'm interested to see how Indy responds. Sometimes when teams go on, these nice runs, they might look at a different defense. Is there anything that you might try to kind of slow down this pacing?
Looks like they did call a timeout, which I think is a good thing, not to get anyone upset or freaked out, but just to kind of breathe as a team and remind each other why you're here and that this is not a big deal. Ultimate is a game of runs, as you said, and we all know.
This overnight camp features elite coaching from pro players of the Milwaukee Monarchs and a welcoming, inclusive environment where you can grow as an athlete and leader.
All right. We are also sponsored tonight by Discraft Ultrastar. It is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports. I don't know about you, but I love me a 175 gram.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, the
Can't be
ridges, how it feels.
Yep. I was, very obsessed with Ultimate even in high school, and I think I even wrote a poem about I should have dug that up and brought that tonight.
We gotta dial up Mama Bosher and see if you're listening and or here. Please comment the poem.
Oh, she, I think, would have no idea where that is.
Kay Langland too. I don't think there's one scrap of our childhood around that. Just too many redheads running around. Yeah,
That's a healthy
respect
purge.
for
the now.
Yeah, be present.
All right, sitting French back out on there with the disc ready to pull.
Indy doesn't look very rattled, right? They have this nice steady energy. They know it's just like a couple little throwing situations that are causing these turns. They know they're very capable of bringing back a comeback.
They've had really good spacing. I actually really like where their stack sets up, giving each other a lot more space in this big field. Eileen Beckett doing her classic slide. I bet that was a pull play called.
That will
beautiful
work.
Throw, beautiful catch. Receiver Makita Matamore, who has a pretty impressive plus 11, at least before this game, on stats for their games.
What a dangerous grouping they have. You see the speed down the field right there by her, and then you also have Beckett, who's ready to launch at any point too. Just a lot of dangerous deep threats that Indy is possession of.
Yeah, that was a very fun point to watch. Looks like they're keeping Eileen out there. Now we get our original O-line back again. We're pretty close to it.
All right, we're now 3-1. We're looking at about 5 minutes and 19 seconds left of our 12-minute quarters. Plenty of time to do some stuff here.
Pull making it just past half field. Glinka to pick up. Good trust in your teammate getting off the line there and getting some yards before the defense catches up. Glinka not typically a hooker, but willing to do it if it's open.
You know what? I feel like most of the hucks I've seen Rose Glinka just unleash is actually on this particular field. Ooh, almost.
Indy backed up a little bit in their own end zone. So they'll be probably looking to get a big throw out of there. Throw popped up again. This seems to be a bit of a theme. Beckett easily leaping over the crowd to snag that one. She didn't even look like she was at the height of her jump. And Indy just looking like they're a little clogged up in the middle, but I bet this pause is going to help them figure that out.
And we saw Indy in previous games recently really look into that side stack.
Good bid on that one.
For sure.
That's so hard to bid straight into a disc. A little short there from Aaron. They have such an arm. I'm guessing they were just trying not to put it out the back.
It's an issue.
Right. All right, back in Indy's hands. Looking for a nice deep cut there.
Smart switch with Austin to Emily in the backside. Indy had a streaking, threatening cutter going for it.
I like their use of the width here. Got all the way across. Looking to Beckett. Ooh, that's a beautiful throw deep.
That's a pretty.
And that's to Doc Laser, Nina Laser. Just outside the end zone. Puts a nice, wow, what a great catch.
Exciting plays.
Beautiful catch by Lexi Thomas.
I got to give it to that Beckett hug. I mean, that thing just sat up.
Yeah,
perfect space.
Lovely throw.
She was assisted by Doc Laser, her first assist of the season.
Some athletic plays here from Indy. That was an exciting point.
Thomas from Laser, 3-10.
Yeah, they're looking to close that gap. We're now sitting at 3-2. We knew this was going to be an exciting game.
Yep. This is what we'd hoped for. Nice grab there.
You know,
it's hard to tell from this perspective how far out it is.
Impressive. Indy looking to tie it up. They have some very fast players on the line. Looks like Aaron's there ready to anchor that offense along with Kern.
Yeah, a lot of the same players staying out for their O-line, but not all.
Got some nice hang time on that.
Mm-hmm. Schrader picking up, looking to Rachel.
Looks like Indy is trying a little bit of a defensive zone.
Milwaukee working to keep it moving, not hesitate. It's a good way to break apart a junk, is just to kind of never stop throwing. Kern really anchoring this offense for the Monarchs.
Ooh, you see a switch.
Sneaky got away there.
There we go.
Very nice. Score and a creative celebration.
I mean, you're here to entertain, right? Everyone's having fun. Crowd's getting loud.
And that was Sadie Redding throwing to Emco, or Emily Cohen.
We saw Emco doing a lot at that point, streaking the, sideline, really trying to stretch out those defensive players. And then Ryan, I mean, could be tiger, could be horse. You're a veterinarian. What did you see in that movement?
That was a classically trained horse, I think.
You think so? Mustang?
Really
Yeah.
Lifting those front legs.
That's true. There was like a poise to it. Well, that brings us to 4-2. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left. Indy's used a timeout. Monarchs still have theirs.
French again on the pole here.
Sydney French has got to be one of the hardest working players I've seen.
Yeah. All right, we got a little bit of a junk here from the Monarchs. It looks like they have a couple of people in the lane and then pushing back toward the center on the marks. So Indy will definitely be looking to try to get it past that initial wall of sagging defenders. And they do that by popping it over.
It's kind of fun to see the different teams trying different things.
Yeah.
We know Indy's got, New York coming up. Monarchs get to play
Throw
torch.
to Makita and a score.
Woohoo.
Great catch.
We knew it was going to be
Had a couple
tight.
Indy players sneaking away there. They had a couple options.
Is her second of the game and 8th of the season. She's assisted by Shirley Saunders. Her first assist of the game and 3rd of the season.
Nice angle. Coming down with it.
Shirley Saunders on the assist there. Had to kind of whip that one in. It was a good throw.
Stacking up on those stats there. Matamore. I know Milwaukee was looking to throw a couple different zones. We know Indy's had some different offensive sets that they like with the vert and side stack. It's a good time to start experimenting. We only have just, 2 weeks left before we get into that championship weekend? It's coming.
Pretty exciting. And both these teams have only won one game, so they're both chomping at the bit, at least for the regular season.
For sure.
Yeah. Glinka again to pick up for the Monarchs. Looks like Person D, and then Lena got that D. She was a previous Monarch.
Yeah, it was great run through D, attacking that space.
Yeah. What a bid. That was Jam Cheng. Beautiful, beautiful bid, but unfortunately was just a little too far.
Such good effort.
Yeah. Giving Monarchs a bit of a gift here to be able to keep working it. Emco with a good under.
All right, let's see what Glinks does here.
Sarah Lipscomb looking in the middle. Kern again. Been kind of their bailout every time here. And another D by Montenegro.
Feeling it.
Looking to keep it moving.
Oh.
Lots of athletic plays. That was Rachel Graber with a very impressive catch, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout to likely put in Indy's offensive line.
I mean, smart call here. You just had a huge bid. Get a chance to reset the crew coming out.
Yep, and it's a pretty big advantage to score at the end of a quarter. Just being able to kind of slide one more point in, because if they can work it down to 17 seconds, Monarchs aren't going to get another chance, and then Indy can just take their time until they finally get it in.
And tie up the ball game. 4-4, that feels pretty good going in.
That is what they want to do for sure.
All right, let's see what they got cooking up here.
Looks like they're setting up a pretty spread out vertical stack. Not letting Monarchs do a lot of help defense with this spacing. And a score. 9 seconds left.
4-4 Indy. You could tell they just wanted that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Indy red
Again,
goal,
Makita
Rachel
getting
Mast.
involved with the assist.
The Mast goal
I
is
believe
her
that was to
first
Rachel
of the
Mast.
game and 4th of the season. She was assisted by
You can see too when the handler was picking up just that straight eye to that front of the stack, ready to initiate at the beginning.
Yeah. It's a pretty good strategy to kind of isolate each person was on an island there.
9 seconds.
All right, we got to give a shout out. This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by the one and only Breakmark Ultimate Apparel. So go to breakmark.com, place your next custom team order, or check out some of those sweet PUL athlete collab shops.
There's some nice jerseys there in this year.
I know, I was definitely liking some of the looks of the teams here.
I love the colors that Indy has.
The jackets too, I'm telling you, butter.
So much swag.
My teacher debit account, I don't think has appreciated it, but I've been there a few times this season.
Lovely pull by Annie Mylink. Kern doing a lot of pulling her weight here.
We have reached the first quarter soft cap. This will be the final possession of the
All right,
quarter.
so the time is out, which means Indy will not get another chance here. Monarchs get to work until they either turn it or score. They're going to probably be quite cautious on what throws they're looking at here.
Oh, yeah. Austin's such a good anchor for the offense, especially when things are getting up in the count.
Yep, she's the disc now, puts it to Aaron,
Ooh, just a little much.
and that was a really tight window. It had to be perfect, and unfortunately wasn't.
4, Indy red 4.
All right, we're going to end our quarter 4-4. Exciting game already. Georgia, I can't wait to see what's in store.
Stick around, we'll be back.
I'm here at the Triangle Ultimate Middle School Championships, where over 30 middle school teams are showing us exactly what the future of our sport looks like. Local, accessible, youth ultimate. At the Ultimate Foundation, we envision a world where everyone has the opportunity to experience ultimate as a sport that inspires integrity, relationships, and belonging. Founded in 2014, we are the philanthropic arm of USA Ultimate. Our funding priorities are focused on fostering access, growing youth ultimate, investing in local communities, and supporting the Girls Ultimate Movement and the Del Rico Johnson Fund. Our mission is to fuel a future for ultimate that is accessible to all backgrounds and identities by supporting USA Ultimate programs, partners, and communities. Let's stop sitting on the sidelines. Let's make the ultimate difference for the next generation.
Welcome back. Emily Langland here with the Georgia Bosher,
Hi.
walking us through this game. We're in the second quarter, 12 minutes, fresh new start. Georgia, what were some of the things you were noticing first quarter?
Oh my goodness, such a physical game already. Just seeing some of these super athletic plays from both sides. But I would say especially Indy just kind of throwing their bodies around to keep from turning over the disc. So I'm excited for more of that. Looking like the Monarchs again coming out in kind of their junky zone here. That can be a little bit tough to move through, and if you can't get it past that initial line of defenders. Indy doing a good job of trying to spread out deep. You kind of want to split, kind of swing it all the way across and then split that sideline person if you can. There's a good example. It's number 4, Rachel Mass for the disc right now, and then Makeda Metamore again, anchoring their offense.
And, you know, zone 2, it doesn't need to be just, like, hard conditions, right?
Right. Oh,
great.
beautiful look, beautiful cut.
You talking about putting their bodies on the line.
Like
Indy
every
right out
time,
of the gates.
Every time. Was that Rachel Mast again? I think. Yeah.
I mean, probably. Dang. One of the things I was just going to mention, though, is, like, zones can also be to, like, stop an offensive tool, right? So we know Indy's got that big huck game that they can have that explosive deep, so that also can help kind of curb
slow down
some of that,
there.
Slow down.
And that was just a missed throw by Milwaukee Monarchs that leads to
quick score.
Red zone possession by Indy. And a score that was Squid or Sydney Lochran catching that.
The Squid goal is her first of the game, and
all right, 5-4. Indy takes the lead for the first time of the
She
game.
was assisted by L.G. Garinser, her first assist of the game.
And you can see, too, like, that end zone throw. They're okay with throwing in those tight windows.
Right.
They have a lot of trust in each other.
10-23.
Yeah, they're not going to pass up an opportunity. If it's presented, they're going to take it. Monarchs have to put in the work to try to stop that. Just the way they're staring down the Monarchs, I'm going to guess they're coming down in a person defense, but you never know.
Could be a fake out.
Could be.
Yeah, just head games the whole way.
Yeah. Monarchs with their pretty classic O-line out there.
You see the crowd. I mean, we can't see it on screen quite yet, but the crowd is really filling in and showing up.
That's awesome. Friday night under the lights in Madison.
You can tell,
Schrader
too.
with the disc, looking at Kern.
There we go.
Schrader and Kern really going to be the kind of centering people in this Monarchs offense.
Cohen really loving that sideline, making huge gains over there. Oy.
Glinka to Cohen. Cohen taking a breath. Making a smart move to try to swing it and not trying to score, but unfortunately a little bit outside of Kern's reach. So Indy picking up. Getting a little reset there. To Montenegro. Pick called.
They've just had a tremendous game already. We saw that point before. I mean, two huge blocks back and back, just coming for it.
Yeah, against her old team. We forgive you, Lena. Another monster bomb coming out of Eileen.
Brought her to the ground. It had so much heat.
Just.
Yeah.
And a double team D down there. Sarah Lipscomb coming in behind.
Just two fun plays. That massive hook and then a big D. The crowd is loving it.
Great help D. That was not her person, but she saw it and went to get it. Throw by Aaron Schrader to Shriver and just missed it. I think a little intimidated by those footsteps coming in.
Great pressure to that closing speed.
Yeah.
You can hear
Never
the
giving
crowd
up.
starting to amp up. They know it's a tight
break
game.
throw there. Indy moving up the break side really nicely. And you'd think that would be too far, but I don't think it's going to be for our Eileen Beckett. That was a great choice to throw it ahead as far as possible instead of, sometimes I think people make the mistake of throwing too high, which Eileen probably also would
Yeah,
get.
it'd
But
probably be fine. But too, that angle of the disc too, even if the defender was a little closer, that's like almost like a natural box out.
yeah, yeah, very true.
Goal and assist from Deputy 826.
Beautiful throw.
I think watching all these four, huge, just big bombs is making me feel a little nostalgic from playing with you, Georgia.
You too.
I'm just picturing you doing this in your heist uniform, and
Oh man,
I think I'm crying.
I miss your hammers, Langland.
No one does, but I yeah, Georgia and I are lucky to get to play with a few of the Monarchs this summer at the Grandmasters World Championship.
Yeah, not too many of them are Grandmasters eligible, but
We found a
we
way.
got Pruka at least.
Rose Glinka.
Rose Glinka.
Yeah, like I
I don't
said,
want to out their ages, I guess. But, you know.
they're young Grandmasters, if that helps
I
anybody.
mean, it is ridiculous that
statistically.
Grandmasters is 35. You're too young for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're all fine.
It's a ridiculous. It's like geriatric. Anyway, to French. Looking to throw it around and over. That's a great spot just outside of the defensive reach.
Talk about two grinders coming together. You got French who likes to just work, and then it's right to dubs.
That's great. It could be a little bit of a risky throw if the wind was gusting a little bit, but we can see by the trees calming down in the background that things aren't too bad out there right now.
I know the Monarchs have been working on making sure they're having those completions, but sometimes that can lead to a little bit of too much, timidness.
Sure,
And
too careful.
A little too careful, but you can see tonight they're down to have that confidence and let it rip in some of these key moments. And we obviously have seen Indy bring together some really great dynamic deep plays too.
Yeah.
6-5.
All right, we got some more offense here coming out for Indy. French again with the disc.
We know each team's got 2 timeouts per half, and Indy has used both.
Okay, yep. Pull just a bit out of bounds. That'll be brought to the center of the field.
Yeah, just curious to see how the Monarchs will utilize theirs as it gets closer to that halftime. Sometimes you'll see Indy initiate from the front of the stack. Let's see what they do here.
I am usually a proponent of a tight, shallow vertical stack, but I actually love how they really Childress down there. Maybe came hyperextended on a knee or something. Trainer coming out to help. Shoot.
She's been overcoming some injuries throughout the season. Just a challenging moment. See a lot of the players kind of crouching down. I mean, both teams, when this happens to anybody, it's just such a tough situation.
For sure. Everyone's been there.
And the crowd, too, such respect.
Yeah. Was a Indy turnover. I don't believe that the injury had anything to do with contact or any calls, so most likely Milwaukee will be picking it up after this hopefully Childress is okay. I'm guessing she will come off the field, though, given how bad it looked.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back.
I'm here at the Triangle Ultimate Middle School Championships, where over 30 middle school teams are showing us exactly what the future of our sport looks like. Local, accessible, youth ultimate. At the Ultimate Foundation, we envision a world where everyone has the opportunity to experience ultimate as a sport that inspires integrity, relationships, and belonging. Founded in 2014, we are the philanthropic arm of USA Ultimate. Our funding priorities are focused on fostering access, growing youth ultimate, investing in local communities, and supporting the Girls Ultimate Movement and the Del Rico Johnson Fund. Our mission is to fuel a future for ultimate that is accessible to all backgrounds and identities by supporting USA Ultimate programs, partners, and communities. Let's stop sitting on the sidelines. Let's make the ultimate difference for the next generation.
All right, and we're back. Just as an update, Jasmine has made her way to the sideline. Some people are still seeking some of that medical attention, so we hope the best. I was just telling Georgia on the break, Jasmine's such a huge proponent of this team in the Madison area, just like grinding her teammates out to go out and work out, go to pod, just huge motivational player. So big impact for sure.
Yeah. Pruka came on for her, and now we're seeing Milwaukee playing their offense. Very impressive D by the Indy player, just really sticking with it there and maintaining their body placement.
Yeah, great throw, great positioning, and then that defensive effort just helping make that little bit of that movement.
Maketa with a big throw to Eileen, who reads it perfectly between two players. No call.
Yep. It's because Milwaukee players kind of lost the player for a second.
Yep. Easy to do.
Yes, it is.
Again to Maketa. He's looking to score to Eileen. That's going to be a super dangerous combo.
Yep.
And super fun for us to watch.
You bet.
The goal is her second of the game and sixth.
That brings Indy lead up to 2 or 7-5. About half the time left in this quarter, so still a lot of action to happen.
Of the season to go with 2 goals in the game. The goal comes with 6:17 remaining in the second quarter.
Be a good time in the next couple points for Milwaukee to kind of take that breather timeout where they kind of reset and again to not let anyone panic or think anything's really going wrong, just to be like, what are we here for? What can we do? What are our fundamentals of our team?
AC Katie Stanton, one of the coaches, navigating how this offense is going to go, orchestrating that flow.
Herself a previous Monarchs player, coming back to give back into the community.
Not afraid of the beach either. Great beach player. Also recent, winner of some Goldie too in the older women's division.
Yeah. Annie Mylink to pull for Indy. Just past half field. And rolling back to before half field. Monarch setting up in a little bit tighter vertical stack, so you see a very different style than the Indy, very spread out vertical stack. Schrader with a wide across the field throw. They had a good receiver in Sarah Lipscomb, but unfortunately kind of dinked off the hand there.
Calling a foul. There was a little bit of that contact in the back.
Yeah, let's see if we get a replay look at that. hard when you're zeroed in on a disc and going up for it. A little contact can feel like it throws you off. Yeah, hard to say. That looked fairly incidental, but
Yeah.
also kind of a player coming into her from behind. No foul called by the observer.
See some of the crowd not liking the
Thumbs down from the very loyal
Yeah.
Madisonians here. All right, Indy moving it.
Indy's not afraid to go into that power position strike right out of the gates, too, with their handlers.
A little bit of a contact call downfield. No contest. So a foul actually called by the defender there.
Aaron with the signature bandana.
Eileen looking to do her big huck, but wasn't a chance. Teresa.
Almost.
Ooh, a little bit of a scary D there. But that gave the opportunity. We had a bit of a contact with maybe a drop.
Yeah, Emco, great with that positioning, heads up. Knew it was coming up. Eileen's a great target.
Got enough to kind of throw Eileen off.
Yeah, got a little piece of it.
Yeah. Now Milwaukee moving it up the open side here.
Good bailout.
I always appreciate players who aren't afraid to lose yards at the benefit of getting it off the line. I was never very good.
Yeah,
about
those
that.
are nice. That feels a little unnatural to us. Those are
These
smart
young
players.
kids just
Getting
doing
dumps.
the right thing.
Getting the dumps.
Oh man. Emco with the disc. Pick calm. We're seeing Monarchs very tight. Almost all 7 players within kind of 20 yards here. There they go. Now they're spreading out a bit more, but it does make it hard to keep things moving.
We hear the Indy sideline, switching the mark, switching the force.
Shriver kind of stuck on the line there. There's a whistle. Timeout called.
Yeah, Monarchs using
All
up.
right, Monarchs. They saw they were getting a bit, maybe high stall count over there on the line.
Brickmark is the official uniform sponsor of the Milwaukee Monarchs. Visit brickmark.com to get
All right, this live broadcast is brought to you by the Premier Ultimate League. The PUL is a 501 nonprofit. This league has been community funded since day one, and we are so grateful for your support. We ask you to consider donating to help us continue to transform and fulfill our mission. So head on down to premierultimate.com and donate today.
Monarchs MKE, so you can be part of the discussion about Milwaukee's ultimate entertainment.
This Milwaukee team really was a brainchild of Pruka, who lived in the Milwaukee area and really wanted to prove that can be just as much a hotspot of ultimate as Madison and Chicago. So kind of a nice meeting point as well for players from Madison and Chicago.
And Milwaukee's got a nice mix. You got some of the Chicago, Madison, Milwaukee.
Yeah, definitely a combo, which can make it hard to sync too, but they're doing great here.
I think, too, you have those nice clusters where you have, like, some players who played Heist together, some players who played Nemesis, so you have some good combos.
And now several years of Monarchs together, which is great. A very quick pass from Schrader, unfortunately off the hands
Of a bidding
of the receiver.
Roslinka.
Yeah. Quick movement can be so good. But hard when it doesn't work out. Indy again being willing to lose some yards to get it around to the entire field, trying to really stretch it. Doing a good job. They moved it across the entire field in 3 throws. Over the head of the intended receiver there, giving Milwaukee a pretty short field here.
And great second effort on that Indy player side, trying to track it down.
This can be a really high pressure spot, I was about to say.
Oy!
And then we
Yeah.
got a miscommunication between the Curran and the cutter there.
And Indy's off to the races.
Indy has about 4 people deep compared to the one driver trying to catch up on
Yeah,
Milwaukee.
trying to
And
find which
great
one.
choices by Indy just to make sure that they got that done. Nothing crazy, nothing hard. Just throw to the next open player.
And you know, that type of point where you're knocking at the doorstep, a little bit of a, it doesn't go your way, that can be a little bit of a, you know, momentum shifter.
Yeah, it is hard, yeah. For sure.
So
To
we'll
know you were that close and then suddenly be that far.
yeah, and then Indy just went off, and so it's going to be great to see how Milwaukee responds and sets the tone after that adjustment. They're sitting at 5-8. Indy's got a nice little cushion. 2 minutes left, still a lot to do.
Of the game and third assist of the year. The goal comes with 2:08 remaining in the second quarter. Montenegro from Deputy.
Indy doing a good job of taking this momentum into calm, good ultimate, not getting overhyped and doing too much.
We'll see, too, if the hometown crowd starts to bring in a little more life into these Milwaukee to help bring that back. And we've seen this game go back and forth, so it's been fun to watch.
Beautiful pull there.
Faux show.
Again, in a bit of a zone from Indy. Milwaukee's going to look to do a lot of quick little throws. Keeping it moving, keeping it moving.
Some of those middles are opening up because a lot of people are stretching out those sidelines, making those defenders choose.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of having kind of 4 options back as handlers, kind of 2 centered and 2 wide, which is a really fun way to play a zone offense. It gives you a lot of options. Beautiful throw there across the field.
Great vision.
From French to Pruka. That looked like a Golty angle of where is this person going to end up past their defender, even if they're not there yet.
Nice angle on that inside out. I believe that was by JJ. Let me see.
Oh, my bad.
No, hang on. Let me see. I don't know.
Yep, you're totally right. JJ's.
Look at that nice little space.
Beautiful throw.
I'm sure you will never be forgiven for that, and you just need to live with it. JJ back on the line, though. Look at that.
She does not tire easily, that's for sure. Leader of Nemesis for a long time. Been on Monarchs almost since the beginning. Just a really impressive player. And has a really cute dog.
Nice. JJ is one of those players, too, that can, like, bring the energy, bring that hype up.
Yeah. It's a really unifying player, yeah. And a big pull from her. Landing near the sideline.
Got about a minute left.
1 minute. 1 minute to the second quarter, soft cap.
Rachel Mass with the disc with a nice through. Just goes over. And Kylie Chesner making sure it gets out of bounds there.
Yeah, and volleyball spiked it right into that Indy player. That was intense.
It looked pretty fun. Not for the Indy player.
No, not for the Indy player.
But a tough spot for Monarchs to try to get it off that line there. There's a call.
Timeout.
Timeout, Milwaukee.
Wow, impressive timeout call by
Yeah.
the coaches there. I think they were feeling the pressure of that sideline. Gonna get their O-line in.
Yeah, Indy was bringing the heat, so that was a great call.
That is a veteran move by whichever coach called that.
You can also see that the players might be interacting with a few insects out there.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Good old Midwest in the summertime coming.
Yes, yeah.
Thinking the conditions, I was expecting to maybe amp up or get a little chillier, and you can see in the background the trees are pretty steady right now.
Down.
Yeah.
It's a great night for some ultimate.
Might get to see some more over the tops, who knows?
Looking like it's going to be Schrader to pick up. He's played on U.S. teams, U.S. beach teams. They're an extremely veteran player and a great choice for someone who will stay calm and do what needs to be done in a situation like that.
Yeah, MCO 2 is always very steady energy. Got Dubs stretching deep.
Crunch of the disc gets it to Peruka. Peruka's still stuck on the line, but trying to get it off. Great catch there by Kern. And MCO doing a good job of stretching back and forth across the field, hoping to not get trapped again. Peruka wide open. It's a delicate balance between staying calm but not having enough options right now. People are staying calm, but maybe not.
Could see
not
that.
getting the fire that we need. There's Eileen Beckett with a just monster layout D.
Great positioning, just going off of that shoulder to create that safe angle.
Super safe and super impressive, and saved Indy from getting scored on at the end of a quarter.
Man, what a half. We got one more left. Exciting things to come. We'll see you in a little bit, y'all.
I'm here at the Triangle Ultimate Middle School Championships, where over 30 middle school teams are showing us exactly what the future of our sport looks like. Local, accessible, youth ultimate. At the Ultimate Foundation, we envision a world where everyone has the opportunity to experience ultimate as a sport that inspires integrity, relationships, and belonging. Founded in 2014, we are the philanthropic arm of USA Ultimate. Our funding priorities are focused on fostering access, growing youth ultimate, investing in local communities, and supporting the Girls Ultimate Movement and the Del Rico Johnson Fund. Our mission is to fuel a future for ultimate that is accessible to all backgrounds and identities by supporting USA Ultimate programs, partners, and communities. Let's stop sitting on the sidelines. Let's make the ultimate difference for the next generation. I'm here at the Triangle Ultimate Middle School Championships, where over 30 middle school teams are showing us exactly what the future of our sport looks like. Local, accessible, youth ultimate. At the Ultimate Foundation, we envision a world where everyone has the opportunity to experience ultimate as a sport that inspires integrity, relationships, and belonging. Founded in 2014, we are the philanthropic arm of USA Ultimate. Our funding priorities are focused on fostering access, growing youth ultimate, investing in local communities, and supporting the Girls Ultimate Movement and the Del Rico Johnson Fund. Our mission is to fuel a future for Ultimate that is accessible to all backgrounds and identities by supporting USA Ultimate programs, partners, and communities. Let's stop sitting on the sidelines. Let's make the ultimate difference for the next generation.
Welcome back, Indy and Monarchs fans, or just PUL fans in general. Thanks for tuning in. We are at the second half of this exciting game under the lights. I'm here with Georgia Bosher, the legend. What are you hoping to?
Emily Langland. Oh, wow. Sorry, that was exciting.
That was immediately exciting. We're starting off.
On Indy. So Indy pulled to Monarchs to start this point. Montenegro with a run through D there.
Just a little bit behind, but great defensive night for her already. Just great defensive night already. Just so
definitely.
many. I mean, we just saw so many fun plays to start. Crowds getting in it.
Yeah, so much athleticism.
Saw some different zone looks.
Yeah, well, there have been a decent number of turns, not a lot of like multi-turn points. We haven't had any real grinders. It's been overall a fairly efficient game.
And we saw, some of those turnovers more just like it floated up a little bit too much, just like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate. Right over the head of Schrader. Back into Indy's hands here. Montenegro anchoring this offense. Huck opportunity stymied by a bit of a travel call there. Indy doing a good job again of stretching their field around, always making sure there's an option.
When you spoke of efficiency or a little bit, a couple
Yeah.
more than what we've seen already this point, kind of starting off with high energy. But just looking at the percentages, Milwaukee Monarchs have 48.7% of their holds this season.
Okay.
While Indy is sitting at 64.3. I added the points so we sounded super smart.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, we are having a number of miscues this point. Maybe a bit of nerves coming out. Both teams are really wanting to come out firing. A big huck throw down to Eileen Beckett. Beautiful throw there. Again, always a good choice to throw literally as far as you can and let Eileen go get it.
Yep. Indy psyched, just coming out big energy, recovering after some of those turnovers.
Beckett goal is her third of the game to go with an assist in the game and seventh goal of the season.
And Rachel Graber on that throw. Really. Oh,
Her first assist of the game.
Oh, we saw
I missaw a number there. My bad.
We saw a very generous Madison fan possibly offering a beverage to Beckett as they ran.
Oh, sure.
near there, yeah. Wisconsin
Gotta
known for
fuel
their
up.
Wisconsin known for their generosity when it comes to some of those delicious treats.
Yes.
Well, I single-handedly jinxed Georgia and I by saying, there's not too many bugs. They are now fully entering and being a part of this game.
Yeah.
As a player,
Swarms of midges here.
as a player, it's not something you typically consider when you're playing these games, but under these lights, if you're running and you inhale some of these bad boys.
You can see the players swatting around their faces.
Yeah, just look at it's starting to become a factor. One of my favorite parts about Ultimate is sometimes hearing some of the nicknames getting shouted. Like, just we're hearing Jello, one of their prominent players' name, getting yelled out over and over again. You don't typically get to hear the word Jello screamed.
So true. Lovely little
There we
play
go.
there. That was Lipscomb down to Shriver. Just no hesitation on that huck throw. Knew exactly where she wanted to put it. And Shriver brought that in beautifully.
Crowd really trying to lift these Monarchs, get them going. Rose Glinka with the hockey assist.
Shriver and I got to work together coaching Heist this last year. That was quite fun. She's an excellent mastermind of Ultimate and just really deeply knows the game. So it's fun to get to see her running around playing and not just coaching on the sideline.
Also teacher. I mean, you teacher in real life, right?
Yes.
Not real life, but you know what I mean. But that's how she presents the game. Just very, very clear, has a lot of clarity when she's delivering content to her players.
Yeah, comes up with good ways to think about things and
just
visualize.
Just a great person to have. Speaking of great play ball, we were looking over some of the Indy fun facts, trying to get, because we know a lot of these Wisconsin-based players a little bit deeper. So we were searching over Georgia. One of the players is a twin who married to a twin, and then their twin also married another set of twins. Like
that is impressive.
If you want Lifetime to give you a reality show, I can't think of anything better.
LG with a disc. Down to Rachel Mast, who's been quite a big player in this game. Has it again, Mast. Looking at LG again, LG around. They had hoped to have someone there to follow that swing all the way, but it was not available.
Austin denying that quick little up line.
And a beautiful little around from Mast.
Indy continues their explosive end zone.
Yes, yes. They do not get rattled very easily down here. It's really fun to watch. That is a tough angle to throw to around your mark. Really nice put by Mast.
Goal and assist. 7:57.
Yeah, just very dynamic end zone. Not trying to be too risky. They're using their legs to get those open spaces. All right, we're sitting 10-7.
Apparently Mast builds RV trailers.
That is amazing.
And also she loves cheese, which is a way to my heart for sure.
Yeah, just instant crowd favorite probably here.
Rachel Graber with a pull here. Lovely pull, hanging about 3/4 of the way down the field. Caught by Milwaukee Monarchs. Get it moving right away. Monarchs really love a kind of a quick inside throw, especially a break throw that momentum carries it to the break side rather than really big inside. Though they like those too, obviously.
Aaron with that nice scoop up from that low throw.
Lovely trust dump there from MCO, and a beautiful throw from Aaron. They really saw what angle they needed to put on that throw to get it to slip.
Nice and crisp.
Yep.
10-8.
Keeping it in a very close game here.
The Lipscomb goal is her first of the game and fourth of the season to go with an assist. She was assisted by Erin Schrader, their second assist of the game and 16th assist.
Okay, I'm just loving this Indy facts. There's multiple players who have taught themselves or know how to juggle.
That's impressive.
Like the coach Joe Nelson does. Let's see what else here. Another person possibly my soulmate here. Jello loves soup. So some of the facts are very long, and then Jello's just, I love soup, and I'm bad at directions.
Know thyself.
Know thyself.
JJ Jarek here again with the pull. For Muffin.
Yep, you can see the players swatting away the bugs. I know you and I are both stoically trying not to move as if a camera's on us.
Thank goodness it isn't.
Yeah.
Indy with their classic, very spread out vertical stack, giving themselves lots of underspace to work with. I'm a big fan of how well they use that space across the field. Just giving each other lots of room with each cut rather than kind of ending up on top of each other. But it does mean when things aren't open, it can take a little bit longer for something to materialize. But we haven't seen that too much here. That was a lovely score again.
Just having themselves a night.
McKetta really crushing it in this game, not surprisingly. She's also played on the U.S. stage.
Makes sense.
For Ann Arbor Hybrid, who's been on the top of the national stage for a few years now. Quite a resume.
Indy's been busy. They had that Premier Cup game last weekend where they were playing a lot of Pittsburgh players. We saw some throwback Indy players coming back in the game, like Melissa Gibbs got to be captain that weekend, who's been on the team for quite a bit. And that was like a super fun dynamic game, too, to watch.
That's great.
Real close. Just like this might turn out to be, too. And then if this does go to overtime, overtime is 4 minutes of clock time, regulation time. Starts with a coin flip. And then if it goes into another overtime, it's a sudden death. And each team has one timeout. So we might be seeing that like we did last season here in Madison.
That'd be exciting. Milwaukee has had quite a few overtime or sudden death games. Oof, just out of reach of Varen Schrader.
Coming in with the big under, just a little too high.
Bit of a collision on D, but play keeps going.
Yep, Risa pops right back up.
Timeout called by Indy.
And we know both teams, regained their timeouts after that half, so Indy using one of their two. All right, founded in 2020, Discover Diversity creates spaces where Black players can show up fully, play freely, and experience a genuine sense of belonging, especially within Ultimate Frisbee. Through intentional events and playing opportunities, we center community, leadership, and joy while celebrating the talent and resilience of Black players. Our goal is to expand access, champion collaboration, and inspire the next generation of athletes. Discover Diversity.
Registration is open now. Search for UWA Ultimate Camp for details.
All right, coming back in from the timeout here.
And we've seen that relentless, just active cutting in the end zone from Indy so far. And they are knocking on the doorsteps again.
Monarchs putting in on pretty strong D-line here. Gonna try to keep Indy stuck on this line, but Indy, again, pretty classically has been great about getting it off out of tight spaces and continuing that movement across the field.
Ooh, good turnaround knee.
Uncharacteristic kind of misthrow from McKetta there.
And Indy had that open player just a little higher, could have resulted in that goal.
Wow,
Whoa.
what a grab by JJ.
Ooh.
unfortunate, a little bit of conservation of greatness there, which does happen. But
looks like JJ's calling injury after that big, huge play.
Absolutely incredible catch, partially D'd by the Indy player, and then managed to keep her sights on it and lay out, snag it. I would love to see that one again. But very easy to want to keep that excitement going. Here's that catch again. A little touch by the Indy player, and JJ just makes sure that it's still hers. Sees two players streaking deep. Unfortunately, one of them was Eileen Beckett.
And that's a good heads-up play by Beckett, knowing that, you know, not getting distracted by that tremendous grab or assuming it's a turnover.
Right. Yeah, it stays with their player. Indy working around, looks off the deep puck.
Sydney French with some nice help D down there.
Indy looking pretty unfazed by the tight Monarchs D here.
Woohoo!
That is a
big
tough
grab.
window to throw to, going up line away to a streaking player, but that worked out.
Yeah, and just
great catch there.
The trust that we continue to see that Monarchs defender just moving the head away just slightly enough that the thrower felt confident to put it up.
She was assisted by Makeda Matamore, her third
that was Makeda to Laura Garanser, Algie. Having a great game as well.
Remaining in the third quarter. Garanser, goal and assist from Matamore, 3 goals and 3 assists. 4:37.
You know, it's always interesting too if like there's certain players really changing the dynamics of the game, how a team has to wrap around stopping that. And I think they've had some explosive cutters having great games, and we've seen Monarchs answer in some different ways with little zone looks, maybe some switch Ds. So
sure. Just trying to throw off the plan.
Anything will do, yeah.
Yeah. Indy coming down on D, staring down Monarchs' classic O-line.
Sitting at 12-8, third quarter, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Milwaukee would really enjoy a goal here.
Looks like Monarchs are trying a little bit more of a horizontal stack, or at least they were at the start of this point. Now back into a vertical. Going to be looking to break out deep, but with Eileen kind of hunting back there, it's probably a good idea to go for our unders.
That's a nice grab.
Looking to Kern to Shriver. Shriver
into
taking
space.
A beautiful around to Lipscomb, who again kind of ballerinas into that end zone.
Gorgeous.
Really aware of where her feet are.
Yep, gorgeous plie.
Yes, yes.
We know ballerina terms.
Yes, Langland and I are classically
trained Basher.
Everyone knows.
Everyone talks about it. I think something too that you're mentioning, you got Eileen kind of creeping back there, which you know is a dynamic deep defender. So sometimes you're actually making a huge impact on the play if you're keeping some of those players away.
Yeah.
And we saw Emco do that with some nice unders to try to draw her away from that space.
Yeah. Emco definitely not afraid to still try to get the disc with Eileen on her.
Well, we said, Milwaukee would have liked that. They got it.
Yeah.
Another one makes it even tighter.
Seen a lot of the same players out for Indy. They've got a really strong line here. I don't think they want to give an inch here to Milwaukee and not let them get any momentum back.
You talked a little bit about the history of the Monarchs, 2020, Austin Pruka building that up. It also states that, Jackie, the head coach, started Indy via Facebook Messenger.
Awesome.
given a dream, and now look at all of Indy's great success over the years.
Yeah, it's
so
fantastic.
sometimes I hesitate with Facebook messengers, but who knew?
It's not all spam.
Yeah, it's not all marketplace.
Indy, some nice big vertical cuts from the downfield. Moving up line. Really not having too much trouble getting through the defense here. They might slow down as they get closer to the end zone, or
Big
they're going to throw a
scooter,
scooter to
yeah.
the break side. I love it.
I do.
We are here for it.
Yep.
Makeda again, kind of anchoring things. LG.
We saw Monarchs kind of shifting almost to like a flat mark and then rounding.
Sure.
But we saw Indy kind of noticing that pattern quickly.
For his second assist of the game to go with the goal and seventh assist of the
LG
season.
throwing to Champ.
The goal comes with 2:34 remaining in the third quarter. Champ from Garinser, goal and 2 assists, 2:34.
All right, got that 4-point lead.
Now, what is Monarchs going to do to kind of break themselves out here? They need their O-line to keep being really solid and calm, not trying anything crazy so that they can get it back to their D-line to do the crazy work.
And you mentioned, Milwaukee has had some great pressure, but it's not necessarily generating a lot of turns. Indy has had more turnovers than I would say getting the Ds from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they can maybe shift that.
Annie Mylink to pull. Pull having nice height sailing down the field. Rachel Kern picking up. Some good coverage immediately by Indy on the resets. Putting a lot of pressure on, but a really nice cut there. That's from Annie Fan. Unfortunately, a bit of height there on the disc gives Indy a chance to get in.
I think Beckett was probably near the handler stack when that went up and just tracked it down.
Tough spot for Indy to pick it up here in the corner of the field. It is not going to be an easy place to get out of, but they have a great choice. Oh, really just out of the fingertips of the Milwaukee player there, Sarah, but and did enough to kind of rattle the Indy player.
And that throw had to be really nice and pinpoint, threaded between the two defenders.
Yeah.
So very, very close.
Yeah, it was a really, really good bailout throw. I guess I can't even call it a bailout throw. It was very precise.
You're saying that sideline's always just the toughest spot, too, because if you throw that huck even just a few yards to the left, then they're starting off in their own attacking end zone ready to go.
All right, if it's out of bounds, yeah. All right, Fan picking up, or nope, just tapping it.
Psych.
And Schrader to pick up.
All right, let's see if Shriver starts us off here.
Shriver going deep. Schrader not looking for that. Looking to break it around to Glinka. To Kern. Beautiful under by Shriver. Just a bit of a tight window. Had to be pretty precise to Kern, and it was not.
1 minute to the
Annie
third
Mylink
quarter
picking up.
soft cap.
Beautiful huck to Eileen Beckett. Emco definitely there, but Eileen up in the air ahead of her.
And Emco's won a few of those matchups, so it's been an exciting game.
Yeah, it's a great matchup to see. Berkeley Humphreys with the disc right now. Tries to pop it around, and it works.
The other kind of fun matchup I'm seeing is Rose Glinka and Risa. They're both about the same height and like same explosive dynamics, so they've just
Very
been kind
quick,
of
scrappy players. Yeah.
So it's just kind of fun to see a completely different dynamic in the middle where they're both just battling.
Kind of stopping each other from playing a lot, yeah. There are a lot of veteran players out there. This is a great rosters.
All right, fans. If you're enjoying this live stream as much as we are watching it live, please scan to support the Monarchs. Each dollar helps support and grow this amazing sport. So give it a quick scan, see what happens.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I gotta get my phone out here. This break mark, let's keep it going, baby.
My phone just wants to take a picture of Allie.
There, she's in, folks.
Life savings transferred. And we're back in. Again, LG has the disc.
Life savings transfer. Ooh,
very uncharacteristic drop there from Makeda. Back in Milwaukee's hands. Here we go. They just put some D players on, who are going to show what they can do on O here.
We have reached the third quarter soft cap. This will be the final possession of the quarter.
So time is out. So at this point, it's either a turnover or a score for Monarchs. Indy will not get another chance with the disc.
Looks like pick was called. Working on that flow and go, just kind of bunch into each other.
Great movement. And it's a turn.
Yep.
At the end of the third quarter,
A great little D there by Indy. Again, like you said, they're getting good at getting their Ds, not just waiting for a turnover to happen.
Yep.
And we will see you back in a minute.
Bye. Welcome back. Final quarter. 12 minutes left. Ugh.
This has been a battle. It's lots of athletic, exciting plays, smart movement. I feel like it has felt closer than 9-13, and that is still a very achievable comeback from Monarchs here.
For sure. Yeah, I think if I was just tuning in and seeing a gap like that, I would maybe think like, oh, but you're right. It's felt back and forth. We've seen some points go, charging one way, the other.
Definitely.
Definitely getting the money's worth, I'd say.
Yes, my life savings is
Already gone.
well invested in this game. And we're going to have Milwaukee Monarchs pulling on D to our Indy offense. This Indy offensive line has also been playing some D, so these players are playing a lot of points here. It's impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Got French on the pole.
You can hear this Madison-based crowd really trying to amp up individual players for Monarchs, trying to shift that energy their way.
Yeah.
Oh, close. What a grab by Indy.
Back to LG, who's been their center handler for a lot of these offensive points. Working with Rachel Mast. Nice cut there and catch by Squid. Back to Mast. And just too far for LG. Has a nice bid, but unfortunately it was too far. So Monarchs in a tough spot. French very confident, good about picking up discs like that. Gets it moving right away to a quick little cut from Madison Lang.
Something to always appreciate about French, just ready to be dynamic immediately, likes that fast-paced style game,
100%.
which is why GOTW is a great fit.
Yes. And ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
Dangerous.
A lot of
many
different
games.
places.
Pruka getting open both deep and under, and
We
goes
knew
for the hammer.
it had to come.
Lovely hammer. Straight to Sadie Redding.
Talk about knowing your teammates.
Yes.
Austin, I think, has had a dynamic hammer each game. You see the receiver immediately shading over.
I love that. The speed on that hammer makes it a really dangerous throw. It's not a floaty, floppy disc at all. She really razors it in there.
And the angle, too. There's that nice attempt again. But watch how that angle is way over to the left because it's going to curve into that player. Just the angle of that disc was pretty.
And I loved Sadie Redding smiling before Austin even threw it. She knew she had that window open and knew she had the right thrower looking at her.
I think some people, have some energy around the hammer. They the crowd loves it. But, you might see teams say, could have been a back. I think if you throw enough of those, that then the defense has to start to respect it, which will open up other throws, you know what I'm saying?
If anybody is going to be biased toward a hammer, it is you.
I mean, it's just such a
dynamic
throw.
It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah, we'll keep selling it. We got to get you back that life savings.
A lot of the same indie players, again, out here. They are working hard, in shape.
And if we're thinking about getting that momentum, Milwaukee getting a break right now could really start to shift it. And so we see some of those players coming again with French. We see Austin.
Yeah. It was great to start the quarter with a break, and then Indy gets to have a little hold here.
Yep. Austin with some nice help. But that throw is just pretty.
I like Mast moving out of the handler space to cut deep. Again, always good to have dynamic people who can go anywhere on the field. Makes them way harder to defend.
Yeah, it's like a good would you rather of guarding somebody.
2 goals, 2 assists.
Oof.
From Beckett, 3 goals, 2 assists, 10-03.
We did see Jasmine Childress go out earlier this game with a injury. We don't know what's going on yet, but I did see her in a big straight-legged brace over there on the sideline, unfortunately, so I do not think she'll be back in this game.
Yeah, hoping for good results. And
yeah, hopefully just a small thing. Indy pulling to the Monarchs. O-line stopping that roller, and the Monarchs getting moving. Schrader with the disc, looks off Lipscomb, who cuts back under again and gets it. Glinka with a bit of a floaty throw, but Emco had enough of a buffer that there was plenty of space to throw to.
put a little edge on that, too, to really secure it into.
Yeah, try to get it to drop a little faster. Lipscomb calls a foul here, kind of calling people back. That did lose a bit of momentum. That's kind of one of those where I might have wanted to just
Let it go.
let the contact go. Yep, and keep moving. But you never know how much it'll affect the play. I'll be looking for a reset here, probably to Schrader. And a call, a timeout call.
Timeout,
These are
Milwaukee.
good timeouts. When you see the stalk count getting high, you can kind of feel that itch of a turnover coming at you.
Yep.
Brickmark is the official uniform sponsor of the Milwaukee Monarchs. Visit
You may recall,
replica Monarchs jerseys.
we are sponsored by Discraft Ultrastar. It is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. I mean, Georgia and I have attested our love for that particular disc.
Yes.
Even writing a poem about it. Not to put you on the spot, but let's just start riffing. Discraft. No. Throw a little.
Not much rhymes with that.
Yeah. Craft. Come after the disc like mass. No, it's not going to work. Anyways, let's get back to the game.
We got Schrader picking up the disc again. Great choice. They have just the full arsenal of throws. There's nothing they can't choose to do here. Unfortunately, just tried to kind of anticipate that a little too soon, so it needed maybe an extra half second before Lipscomb would have a chance at that throw.
Yep.
Montenegro here.
Looking to
Having
attack.
a great game.
See if Monarchs can keep it on this portion of the field for a turnover. Oof.
A bit of a drop there.
Happens too. It's hard when that disc is coming around that shin level
Yeah.
as you're going full
So
speed.
hard to
That's really tricky.
Scoop that one. Schrader with a great trusting around throw. And a bullet up to Shriver. We're going to be looking for a reset again here. This is Annie Fan with the disc. Monarchs have had several of these red zone turns just from a little too much excitement, I think, with the disc. So we're going to hope for some calm. And there it is.
Boom.
Lipscomb really getting a lot of these scores tonight. Pretty cool.
All right, here we go. 14-11.
Milwaukee Monarchs goal, Sarah Lipscomb.
Not letting go of this game. I love it.
Goal is her third of the game.
It's nice, too, to get that score, because sometimes if you're using those timeouts, you really want to reap the benefit.
That's true. Yeah, not feel like it was wasted.
The goal comes with 7:57 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lipscomb, 3 goals and an assist from Fan.
We've seen some fun throws tonight. What would you say is your favorite throw, Georgia Bosher?
In general or in this game?
Let's go with you and then the game.
I mean, I think honestly they end up being the same because my favorite is probably a big forehand hook. And just having seen a couple of those, especially the ones where people are just putting these laser throws down the field to get Beckett to run down them. Those have been really fun to watch.
There has been some elite forehand hucks into space this game.
Yeah.
If you're looking to improve that dynamic throw, this is a great game to watch.
And some popping. Oh, what a great save there by Indy. That was Brittany Wright. Back to LG. Nice around again to McKenna. And in again by Mass. That kind of trio has really been crushing it. The McKenna, Mass, LG trio.
Oh, yeah.
6 of the season ago with 2 assists in the game. She was assisted by.
We're not quite at that halfway point, but time is starting to become a factor for the Monarchs to bring this comeback train. And Indy, too, I mean, maybe some of your strategy is starting to shift to let's eat up some of that game clock to reduce their opportunity.
Oh, that's a good point.
Or I get the commentator curse and, like, Indy gets a turn and just hawks it right out of the game. I don't know.
I think I've done that like 3 times this game already.
It's real, folks.
Said that they take vertical cuts and then someone cuts horizontally straight across. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, world. You can hear the crowds getting a little more affectionate, a little more rowdy. We do have full concessions, so I do believe that might be the soft pretzels talking.
Schrader with the disc, looking up to Lipscomb. Again, they've been quite a duo this game as well.
Lipscomb staying steady with that pressure from back. Ooh!
Schrader with a high grab. Looking to Rachel. And a throw from Fan. Just again, great spacing from Shriver. Gave that disc space to come down. And a quick little give-go, and Shriver scores again.
You know, some of the little things that were happening to open that up, too. Sarah Lipscomb in the middle of the field drawing Beckett away from that deep space, which opened up that nice huck, that nice edgy huck to Shriver.
Yeah.
So once again, sometimes you might not be the person, even though Lipscomb ended up throwing the assist, making the score, you might be helping create that space.
All right.
Shriver, 2 goals and an assist. Lipscomb, 3 goals and 2
So a quick
assists.
score, if we're talking about that timed element, was pretty nice for Milwaukee.
Yeah. Quite a high stat game for Lipscomb. I think she's +5 on assists and scores so far. Great.
That's a good night. Yeah, if you're ever interested in any of the PUL stats, there's an awesome website that it breaks down the teams, the players, something that I should probably be looking at more as we're commenting.
And something I'm glad was not a thing when I was throwing all my turns in the PUL.
Georgia has probably one of the most legendary last-second hucks back when they were the buzzer beater back in the day.
That was crazy.
I put it on my dream board.
It's so funny because, of course, that throw is very remembered, but I had a pretty poor rest of that game. But thankfully, that's all that.
Yeah, whatever.
Seen some nice movement from Indy, just really patient back and forth between their handlers while they wait for their cutters to make space.
Cheeky little inside.
Their cutters doing a good job of putting each Monarchs defender on an island, not really letting them help each other out much. Their Pruka definitely tries to help. See, it's every time I see something. And just a little too far to mash.
Milwaukee with an opportunity here. Indy had some real nice movement.
Definitely.
Starting off with that vert.
It's Rachel up to French. French looking to dump it. Back to Kern.
Indy with some nice handler D, having to go to option 2.
around to Kylie. Milwaukee trying to find a way back across the field. And hucking it. Almost makes it to Pruka, just above. Back on D here.
And when that stall count is rising, sometimes that positional huck into space, even if it might not be completed, it's sometimes advantageous in itself.
Yeah.
Or that's what I used to tell myself.
Yeah, same. And, I mean, you're looking at Pruka, that's a pretty good odds.
Pretty good
Just
chance.
with a little bit above her hands. Squid with the disc here.
Might be a bug in the eye. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Oh, man, they are
Injury
bit
substitution
ubiquitous
for
right now.
Indy Red.
Yeah, we talked about how that might be an element to consider, and here it is impacting.
Milwaukee has not trained the bugs here, I promise.
Yeah.
Sadie Redding on the mark. Now with a recently substituted Eileen Beckett.
Additional injury substitution for Milwaukee.
You know, we talked about time being a factor. Now we're looking at 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. You got a deficit of 3. I mean, this is kind of gotta be for Milwaukee.
All right. Can't wait for someone
And
else
then
to take it.
here's
and
the
then we get a
turn.
turn. All right. A quick pickup, which can be a little scary.
Oh,
boy. Too much
pressure
traffic
coming.
there. Yep.
Angle was great into space, just that pressure
Yep.
of the defender.
It's going to come down to who can kind of calm down and grit out the rest of this game. There's been a surprising number of drops this quarter. But fatigue can definitely play into that. Another great throw to space, letting Eileen
Indy
do
Red
her
goal,
job.
Eileen Beckett.
Cheeky little wave at the
The
camera.
Beckett goal is her 4th of the game and 8th of the season to go with
Somehow
2
she is not
assists
tired.
in the game. She was
And that
assisted
thrower's
by Shirley
a little
Byers,
lower,
her 2nd assist of the game
giving a
and 4th
chance, but
assist
just
of the
comes
season.
up, scoops it right
With
over.
Yeah.
4 minutes even remaining
Little
in
lower
the
for
fourth
Eileen.
quarter.
We'll say that.
Right, right.
4 goals, 2 assists from Southers, 2 assists, 4 minutes even.
When coaching, sometimes I would talk about which way you want to make a mistake. And with some players, and we talked about this earlier with Eileen, if you're going to either throw too far, throw too high, throw too far, because we've yet to see that happen.
Yeah. We see some of the Monarch sideline trying to amp up the crowd, try to get some energy flowing. We're not done yet, energy. And we've seen some crazy comebacks. I mean, you get a quick score, quick turn, can really change some things.
It can, yeah.
But they're looking at about a score per minute at this point, which is pretty tricky.
And my link again with a lovely pull. Pulling was always my favorite part of the game, so I think I maybe focus a little too much on
Yeah,
that.
I think it was a decent part of your game. I think it was pretty darn good.
Annie Fan with the disc, looking around.
Do you recall one heist practice where you pulled it and then proceeded to get a first throw
Nice
D on
catch
your
there
own
by
ball?
Annie.
Ugh. So good.
Tall tails.
Why not? Let's do it.
Nice catch there by Aaron.
Nice little
Give it
inside.
on Lipscomb. And Indy moving out of their zone look.
Ooh, Annie with
We
a
got
nice
Schreiber
grab.
to Annie again. French looking to continue to fan, and that is a lovely back and
Nice.
forth. That's a veteran look there to have the
Check,
give go up the field instead of back. That's really fun.
check that out. They got it just over a minute they used for that score.
All right, let's
The
get a
fan
D.
goal is her first of the game.
Not that I'm
with
biased.
assist as well as her first of the season. She was assisted by Sydney French, who now has
3
a goal
minutes
and an
left,
assist in the
3
game,
points.
and has 3 assists
Excited
on
to
the
see
year. The goal comes with 2:59
Indy keep their
remaining in the
cool
fourth
here. We've seen
quarter.
some drops, but I think if they can keep playing what they've been doing, really separating Milwaukee from each other on the field, they can close this out.
Yeah. Let's see if they do the strategy of trying to eat up a little bit of that game clock, or they go big for the crowd and just get the big boomers again.
Fatigue can definitely start to play a role here as well. The focus just goes down a little bit in these fourth quarters. These are long games.
Long. And we've seen so many dynamic plays that have just been really athletic, just huge bids, and that does have a wear and tear.
For sure, yeah. Not to mention that's already 9:30 p.m., which is
This is
way past our bedtime. We are grandmasters eligible
We
here.
are having some nighttime routines already done by now.
Again, oh, nice movement there.
Past our bedtimes.
Good cuts by Indy. A few things are looked off there. Again, maybe just a bit of a lack of focus. It's harder to trust your instincts on a throw when you're getting a bit tired.
And that goes back to what you said at the beginning, right? Just focus on those little things. This one throw, this one dump.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry. Cheeky breaks. Mass looking to continue her dominance of this game.
Yep.
Nice throw there to
somebody with that stamina right there.
Champ Reigns.
Indy red goal.
Took about another minute off the clock. We're sitting at 2.
Reigns' goal is her second of the game and 4th of the season. She was assisted by Rachel Mass, her 3rd assist of the game to go with 3 goals in the game. And
so if you're walking on the line, Milwaukee, right? What do you think are, even though we could be complete, we're just gonna, what do you think Katie Stanton's probably leaning into right now?
I'm hoping she is giving them something really concrete to focus on. So I often like to, in a situation like this, call a string of players or a specific play call, something like no vague sentiments of play harder or do better. You need something really concrete to focus on.
Kind of help block out some of that mental noise that might be entering into the space too.
Yeah, and just when, again, fatigue makes instincts a little duller, just having something to fall back on that. Okay, these are the kind of rules, or this is the set we're going to play.
This is what I can expect.
I know what I'm going to do. I know what my teammates are going to do.
Yep, and we see that set play right there. Katie, if Georgia was right, just like and subscribe.
Yeah. Shriver back in the handling space. Not a typical spot for her, but she does great. And Erin Schrader unleashes a huge backhand. Lovely throw.
Great second effort.
Beautiful D by Montenegro. Really getting her body in the way there, making Kern second guess things.
Just so many things to see in that one play and learn from.
Lipscomb, unfortunately, limping off. Did not see what happened there. Hopefully nothing too bad. She's already putting some weight on that leg.
And hoping it might be a cramp. You talked about that fatigue piece coming in. It looks like some players are going over to help massage that out.
Look like Cassie Duty came in to relieve her.
Kind player.
Kern really putting the pressure on Montenegro there.
1 minute remaining to the fourth quarter soft cap.
And a high throw, but Beckett comes down with it. That is a tough height mismatch match there.
Cassie.
Montenegro with the disc. Cassie is never one to give up. I love the tenacity there.
And could get a
Deep
stall.
throw to Beckett. Beckett looking to get it back to someone. Rachel Graber. Around to Deputy. And Deputy up. A beautiful catch. Was that Graber?
Looked like it.
66, yeah. Yeah, incredible catch there. Just launching.
Definitely quiets the crowd, but Indy's sideline just exploded after that dynamic play.
Yeah.
Little touch on the throw, did it seem, with Aaron?
Pretty impressive
Boom.
snag, just really grabbing that. Putting it all on the line with 20 seconds left. Pretty great.
You know, this game is coming to a close, but I mean, there's lots of great things that both teams can take away from this experience. We've seen both teams try different looks, try different sets, getting those reps in too.
Yeah. And even the rep of playing in front of a slightly larger crowd than usual.
Yep.
Can be super helpful for the next time. Playing under the lights. And playing just a great game of Ultimate, whether it's a win or loss. Yeah.
Memories. Speaking of like or subscribe, Georgia and I are going to start our own podcast.
This is the first we've heard of it.
We're going to take 2 melatonin gummies and we're going to just see who can stay awake the longest while talking shop.
Great throw by Aaron Schrader. And just enough time for that D to come in. Great tip of the fingertips D by Abby Swenson there.
One of the newer players on Monarchs. Great cut, right? Great spacing. Just need to close an attack at the very end.
Yeah. And I think they're checking the time here. Injury.
The game clock is reset to 4 seconds. 4 seconds remaining.
All right, game clock's shifting from about
4
a second to 4.
Which, again, with the change in the rules this year, this is not going to be
Substitution for Indy Red.
sudden death. This is Indy is going to get to finish off this point.
So for Milwaukee, it's win this point, get this D, not necessarily be able to score, but kind of take that back.
Yeah, at least
Indy just
stop an additional score. Yeah.
Yep, trying to bring it in home, wrap up this game for themselves.
It's would a Callahan at this point
Ooh,
count for Milwaukee?
that's a great question. I do not know
I think
that.
it would have to because it's a score.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that in the PUL.
We'll
yet.
discuss it on our podcast.
Yeah, our podcast called Sleepy Memories.
And Aaron Schrader getting up there, getting the fingertips on it. They get that D, one more stat to end the game.
Give the crowd a little bit of applause to wrap this up.
Great gritty play from both sides here. This was a fantastic game to watch. Really impressive.
And so we know Indy gains a win here. Monarchs gain some experience underneath the lights with a competition that they've known. Next up for Milwaukee is they get to play Torch for the first time. So that'll be new territory after a very familiar Indy Red.
Leading the way in goals scored for Indy Red, Eileen Beckett with 4 goals and 2 assists.
Thank you all for being with us tonight. This has been a pleasure.
And shout out to Georgia. This is her first time commenting, coming in clutch. Been awesome to celebrate this amazing game and celebrate these two communities coming together. So thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Have a good night.
We will.